All right, I'm going to do a real quick video on how to trade stocks using trend lines. So here is Bitcoin, and I'm just going to show you what that looks like trading. So if you look here, it is up and down. You have no way to know where it's going unless you read the news or something like that. But if you get into this is called Trading View, and it's really good. It's free actually until you want some of the bells and whistles. But no matter what you're trading, stocks, futures, crypto, it all basically boils down to this chart with these bars. And each one of these bars can be set on a certain time level. I find that the 4 hour time level is the best because it cuts out some of the noise. Some people will trade 15 minutes, which means every bar is like 15 minutes or 5 minutes or even 1 minute. But the 4 hour kind of cuts out some of the noise because, you get about 6 bars in there and you got 24 hours. But anyways, so these are trend lines I already drew. So you see like where I drew trend lines of this going down, trend lines of this going up, and then trend lines of it currently going down, and this is where it is. Um, so let me teach you about these trend lines. So if you're going to get in on a stock, the first thing I'm going to do is draw trend lines, the current structure. So right now this structure is going down. So I drew a trend line on the bottom, and I just use like this trend line tool, and you can, it's a ray, and you can just, create a trend line. Basically, you do one on the bottom, you do at least 3 touch points, and on the top, you do at least 3 touch points, and then you have your trend line. And essentially what happens is it basically respects this trend line. It'll respect it for a while. It'll bounce up and down out of it. What you're looking for is a break of structure. So now that this is going down, right, I'm going to buy it when it breaks structure upward. So when one of these candles goes up through this trend line, that's when I want to buy it. But I don't want to buy it right away. I need to wait for a few more candles. So essentially, like here, let's look historically. This was trending up. I could have made a bunch of money here, right? And then once it breaks out, I'll sell it. Once it breaks out decent, right, I'll get rid of it. So I'd have made a nice profit there. But then you're going to wait. Let's say I was buying short. And basically what that means is I want to make money on it going down. When it breaks through, like it's going up, and then it breaks through south, right, where it's going down, I want to wait for a few candles going down to make sure that it doesn't snap back into this upward trend before I buy the sell. And if you don't know about sells and making money when it's going down, then and you're just thinking about, okay, well, I need it to go up, right? Because that's all I know. Then just worry about the uptrend. So essentially right now it's going down. I definitely don't want to buy it until it breaks through here. So here's an example. It's going down, right? It's just like this. This is going down. So let's look historically a few days ago. It's going down. Let's say I'm looking at my chart and it's like right here, right? Because that's kind of where we're at now. It's got another big candle, and now up a green candle, and now another one where it breaks through this top and it's going up. I don't want to buy it yet. I don't know if it's going up. It might actually shoot back down, and you don't want to get trapped in that, right? But I'm going to wait for a few more candles. And essentially what I'm seeing that it does is it respects the top. It broke through, right? Now I don't want to see it come back into these trend lines anywhere. So I see the next few candles, all of them are staying above this trend line. Now I'm going to make my purchase somewhere in here, okay, on one of these candles. So once I make my purchase, then I don't sell it the second I make $10, right? I stay in it through the ups and downs, because remember, every single one of these candles is 4 hours. So this candle can bounce up and down while it's in there, but essentially it closed in the green and it keeps going up. I stay in it until it breaks structure. So what I wait for is I'm still in it even up here. And then when this candle breaks through the bottom of this, and I can flatten these out a little bit more so you can see a little bit better. But essentially now it went out of this candle south, or this trend line here, this yellow trend line. Now it broke out of that. So if I was in this, if I bought this here and now it goes up here, now I'm going to sell it when it comes out. And I still wait for a little bit of a confirmation. Like I'll wait for this candle to close outside of it and maybe wait for the other one to start, and then I'll get rid of it. But there's a decent amount of profit made there, right? Because this, if I look at the bottom of this is at $67,000. And then if I sold it, let's say I sold it even here, that's $72,000. So it went up 5,000. So if I bought one Bitcoin, I would have made $5,000 there. So, and that's in less than a day. So that's trading trend lines. You draw your trend lines. A lot of people draw them very historically, like they'll go back to months and everything like that. But I think the market moves a little faster. So if you just on the 4 hour, just looking at current trends, and you don't have to draw all these historic ones. I was just doing that for the video. But essentially, you're just going to draw these and you're going to wait for it to break out. And once it breaks out and you get a few bars, you're going to buy it. Then you're going to draw your trend lines on that, and you're going to wait. You're going to draw your trend lines. You may adjust them a bit. You never draw them to the current active candle. You draw them to historic candles, and you want to try to get 3 touch points to get accurate ones. But the key is when you buy into it, when it breaks out north above this, is you just want to make sure it doesn't come back into this trend line. And typically, if you wait a few bars after it breaks out of it before you put in your buy, you're going to be safe. Then you're just going to follow that trend upward and wait until it breaks the structure back down, and that's when you're going to sell it. So that's it.